Welcome back today. As you all know me, my name is Dr. Chigozie, and I'm here to hold your hand once again to go through this journey of training about how you can make your application for study abroad, securing scholarship. So there are facts about 4 major countries where students rush to. This does not mean that after going through this lecture, you can't apply to any country, but I'm just going to deal with these 4 countries because I noticed that most of my students rush to this country. I will start with first, Australia. Most Australian schools, what they have is school-based funding, and you will have to search out for that. As we go through this, you understand what I mean by school-based funding. Then Canada have both school-based funding and external funding. UK most times have external funding and even entrance funding. That's entrance scholarship when you are entering the school. Then USA is one of the countries with the highest number of scholarships that you can ever think about. So I'm going to tell you about the peculiarities of these countries when you graduate and the potentials you have in these countries. For Australia, their pathway is very easy. Australia and Canada, UK and US, you will get to hear it. But now you know that these countries have scholarship because a lot of people have been deceived into believing that there are no scholarships in this country. Please, there are scholarships in this country. In these countries, my students have secured scholarship in these countries. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Please, if you have not, subscribe, hit the notification button so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be among the first set of people that will get it. That's the only way you can support me, and YouTube will just help others to also see. So when you subscribe, like, share, invite your friends, then drop your comments in the comment section. I will definitely respond to all comments without issues. So you too can secure scholarship. Just believe in yourself and do the right thing. If you do everything I'm teaching you, you will stand out from the crowd. Post-graduation, Australia and Canada, you will get what we call a post-graduation work permit. That's the PGWP, post-graduation work permit, which means if you studied in Canada for 4 years, you're going to get a post-graduation work permit for 3 years. If you studied for 2 years, you will get for 2 years. If you studied for 1 year, you get for 1 year. And that's the same thing with Australia. But most times, Australia is likely to give you post-graduation work permit for 2 years when you study for 1 year. On some occasions, not always. There is no 100%, but you are be rest assured that once you go to these countries and you finish your studies, you don't have any police problem, you don't have any issues while you were studying, your post-graduation work permit is guaranteed for Australia and Canada. Then UK, they will also give you post-graduation work permit, but you have 3 months to look for a job in the UK. And that 3 months, when you are looking for a job, even some say 60 days, you will have to look for a job and get a job. And that's where sponsorship by an employer comes in. So when you look for this sponsorship, an employer employs you, whether the caregiver or whatever job you get in the UK, they are now the ones that will give you what you need for you to apply for a sponsorship. So they are now helping you for sponsorship so that you will stay more in the country while you wait for your citizenship. Then USA, there is what they call optional practical training. This optional practical training, you can do it for 24 months. That's 2 years post-graduation. You do it and work. Most times, 98% of the students that travel to US, within this time, they get people that will sponsor them for their green card, and they get their green card, and over time they become US citizens. So you can see how your path is going to go, each of the countries you're going to. This is just for you to know. For these 4 countries, there are other countries: Sweden, Germany, Austria. There are so many other countries, but the thing is, what most times you'll be looking at when you graduate, what are you expected to do? So whichever country you are going to, find out what is obtainable in these countries, but most countries will give you post-graduation work permit when you graduate so that you can work for some time in that country to gain experience before you leave if you don't want to stay in the country again. I have a friend that studied in Italy and decided to travel down and come and stay in Canada. So she had to work for like a year before she moved to Canada. You're expected to work in that country. They cannot give you scholarship and you just finish immediately and leave, except those scholarships that require you to leave the country once you graduate. For example, Commonwealth scholarship most times requires that when you finish, you will go back to your country and stay for at least 2 years before you can travel out. So when you are applying for scholarship, find out the criteria for every scholarship you are applying. Then, facts about scholarship for undergraduates. Undergraduates, you need to know this. There is what they call entrance scholarship. Entrance scholarship. This entrance scholarship is school-based, so you can as well call it entrance scholarship or school-based scholarship, because this is what the school have set as a standard for this school. If we are taking 100 level engineering students, we are going to be giving them $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever amount they placed there. It means once you gain admission in this school, you're going to get that amount. That's what I want you to have at the back of your mind. So once you're making application in any school, you will search out that school. What is their entrance scholarship? I will teach you how to do school search. There are videos you will see how I demonstrated how to go to schools and search websites, and also see how you can be on the right website. So follow suit, don't jump any step. These scholarships that are school-based, you don't need to make a second application for it. Your application for admission is what is being assessed. So when they are done with assessing it, they will use it and give you scholarship. This is the reason why I'm telling you that your application should stand out, because if it's not standing out and they assess it, when they know that after assessing it, they will compare it with others and give you people scholarship. So if your application for admission, your statement of intent, everything you wrote, they are not as in like enticing to whoever is reviewing it, it means you will not get admission. Instead, even you have to get admission first before you even think of scholarship. So you must stand out to get what? Admission and scholarship. And even if they don't give you scholarship, but most of my students, you cannot do the right thing and not get scholarship. Even if your result is so poor that they didn't give you scholarship, then you can get admission and use your admission letter to apply for what we call external funding. And this external funding is where other platforms that give funding to students, World Bank, the country may have women that support women and they have funding they want to give. The US government may have a special funding for international students that you may need to apply for with your admission letter. So these are what we call external funding. I'm going to give you all links of available scholarship at the end of this. We will send it all to your email. Then you will use that and search for what? Any type of funding you need, external or internal. But then when you go to any school website you are applying, please make sure you check what their entrance scholarship is for international students. Make sure you check out that. If they don't have entrance scholarship and you like the school, you can apply to the school, then ask them for any scholarship opportunity they have, whether external or internal. They're going to send you links of available scholarships. They will, because they do what? They want smart people to come to their school. So have that at the back of your mind. So if you have any question at the end of this, please send all questions to my email, drchigozie9@gmail.com. I am here for you and I want you to succeed, and you will succeed. Any questions, but make sure you have gone through all the videos before you send a question, so that you will not be asking me a question that I have treated. That's why I said make sure you have gone through the course throughout before you send in your questions. Thank you very much. Until the next episode of this lecture. Thank you.